Hi, it's your friend again. I'm back. This video is about my deconversion story. Um, I am an atheist, and what that means is that I do not believe in a god, or many gods, any devils, because I don't have any satisfactory evidence to believe in them. Okay, just to get that definition um, out the way. I do not believe in a God because I don't have any satisfactory evidence to believe in gods, devils, and the like. Okay, all right. So how did I get to this point? I was born in Haiti, and over there, the two main religions are Christianity, the Catholic version, and a little bit of the Protestant version, and that bad religion, which they call voodoo, which is really our natural religion. That's what our ancestors probably did, the natural religion of the area. And recently, I just found out that they may even have been Muslim, but that's another video on it onto itself. But they were definitely not Christian. After they came over, the Christian white people. I'm gonna say it's true. French influence definitely. They beat it into them. They erased their history. You know the deal. Anyway, so I was born in that environment, and I remember being introduced to the idea of what a God was through the Catholic concept, of course, because my parents, my family was Catholic. Um, anyway, so we came to the U.S. My mother started to go to Protestant um, places, and she became a Protestant. Some people call that converting, but it's the same difference. Um, and basically, the concept was that there's something called God. It's all powerful. It's all good, and He loves everybody. Um, so I started going to those Protestant places, and way after the fact, my mother used to force me to go to church. I went to church on my own. Um, Eventually, I did the Christian Shahada, which is the profession of faith. I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and that He died for my sin and resurrected. I did that because I received. I was reading some chick tracts, and I figured, what's the worst that could have happened? You say this prayer. I did it in privacy when I was ready. I got pressured to be a Christian by different people, but there was this pastor named Pastor George. He was a nice guy, but he really spoke to me like, dude, you really need to do this because you're gonna burn in hell. But whatever. So that was that, and then I was like, what most Christians are today, which are cultural Christians. They just have a label, but they really don't. They're just regular people they're trying to be good people. And then they just call themselves Christians and have this thing with Jesus. I didn't take Jesus all that seriously. All I knew is that He was a person that you pray to for different things. Um, it so happened that one day it was close to my birthday, and I was really good. And the Dolphins were playing the Jets because I'm a big Dolphins fan, and I was really good. And I prayed to Jesus. That said, or God, Jesus and God. The whole Trinity thing. It's very confusing still, but anyway, I wanted the Dolphins to beat the Jets because it was a very important game Monday night, and the Jets beat us, and they went on to become 12-4. And I remember seeing Kevin Mawai, the center of the Jets, having like a little cross on his face mask, and I'm like, wow, could it be? Is that why God like allowed the Jets to beat us because Kevin Mawai is a Christian or whatever? But I hated the Jets, and I was a good boy, and all I wanted was this little thing to happen. I wasn't being like materialistic, whatever. But that was a really big time in my life because I was taught, or I assumed, or I was told that if you do the right thing, then you're gonna get rewarded. Um, anyway, so that was important. Then I joined the army, and I felt conflicted because when I was in basic training, I knew that there was an opportunity. There might be a time when I might be asked to kill people, and I knew that the time was. I mean, the rule was thou shalt not kill. So, I felt like God would would be mad at me because, if I kill somebody, I would have to explain that. Why did I kill the person? Later on in my training, I met a friend who we were discussing Jesus and my fear that I might kill somebody, being that I'm a soldier, and my sergeant was like, "What do you mean God, is against killing in war? Have you not read about Jericho?" And my sergeant, he was very super Christian, like that current prototypical super white Christian kind of person who thinks that Jesus is wonderful and whatever. So I never read the Bible, so I didn't know what Jericho was all about. But my friend, his name is Juan. Yo, he put me onto some mad stuff about Jesus, the missing years, going to India. I mean, he was on some other stuff, right? He gave me some stories that I didn't know about. I was learning a lot. I was getting different information from different places, but I never read the Bible. All that changed when I went to Iraq, and I had a Bible that I kept with me for good luck charm because I knew I was probably gonna die there. Since I was Christian, my place in heaven was guaranteed, but I wanted to read the book because I had the time and I had the motivation because I was probably going to die. So what I said to myself was I was going to erase all the information that I've ever been told and start from scratch, read the book like a regular book from start to finish. And that led me to become an atheist because if you read the book from beginning to end, and you try to erase all the information you were told about it, you will see how bad it is. Anyway, so I wrote down notes, but I had so many questions, like just in the beginning of Genesis, that I figured that the answers would come in the following chapters and books, whatever. So I just kept reading. Eventually, I went back to the U.S. I spoke to my pastor, and he didn't remember or didn't know some of the things that I was talking about, and that was very surprising because I thought that he was the subject matter expert. So I was like, "What? You don't remember? You don't know? Because this is important, war and all this bad stuff, And anyway, so that was an important time with me in my old church because there was something going on there that I would later find out, which pushed me forward to my atheism. So I'm going to pick up from there on my next video. So stay tuned.